She gave our son her ex's name, and then told me he wasn't mine. I stood in the hospital hallway, coffee in hand, grinning like a fool. My wife had just given birth to our son. We'd spent months picking out the perfect name, Christopher. It had been my late grandfather's name, meant everything to me. But when the nurse handed me the birth certificate to review, I froze. It didn't say Christopher, it said Zachary. Allison, why is his name Zachary? I asked, holding the paper like it was radioactive. She didn't even look up from her phone. Last-minute decision in the delivery room. I like Zachary better. That's your ex's name. Her lips curled into this icy smile. Good catch, genius, because he is Zachary's son, not yours. The room spun. I gripped the counter to stay upright. What are you talking about? She finally met my eyes. We've been back together for 8 months, while you were working those late nights at the office, remember? My stomach dropped. Remember my college reunion? The one I went to alone because you were too busy? Well, I wasn't alone. I stared at the child I'd held, fed, loved. And before you get all dramatic and threaten divorce, she continued, standing up with the baby in her arms, this is a no-fault state. I'm legally entitled to half your stuff. House, savings, your precious car collection, stay and play daddy, or leave and pay child support for 18 years. Either way, I win. I walked out. First stop, DNA clinic. Second stop, Samantha, the most ruthless family law attorney in the city. Paternity fraud, she said, after calmly listening to my story. It's criminal. We can void the marriage, recover damages, and yes, she could face jail time. For 2 weeks, I pretended to be the broken man she thought she'd created. I was quiet, distant, playing the long game. Meanwhile, I documented everything. Audio recordings, financial records, even security footage from our doorbell camera showing Zachary visiting while I was at work. The DNA test came back. 0% probability of paternity. That night, I said, I think we should tell people Zachary's the father. She laughed. Why would we do that? This arrangement is perfect. You make good money. Zachary's a flake. You're obviously the better dad. But isn't it fraud? My name's on the certificate, so what? Who's going to report it? You? She smirked. You'd have to admit you weren't man enough to keep me satisfied. That conversation, every word, was recorded. The final piece came when she texted her sister. Christopher's such an idiot. He's actually thinking about staying and raising Zachary's kid. I'm getting everything I want, and he's too stupid to realize it. I took screenshots. The next morning, while she was at her mom's house showing off our baby, I hired movers. By noon, all my belongings were in storage. I left the divorce papers on the dining table with a note. All future communication goes through my attorney. P.S. Zachary can support his own son. Attached, a full paternity fraud lawsuit, an itemized bill of every baby-related expense I'd paid, and a USB drive containing the recording. Within an hour, my phone exploded. 23 missed calls, 47 texts, all blocked, all forwarded to Samantha. Allison was arrested for paternity fraud within the week. Zachary, when contacted, denied everything, demanded his own DNA test. Turns out, he didn't want to be a father either. 3 months later, there was a knock at my apartment door. Through the peephole, Allison, holding the baby, 2 battered suitcases beside her. Her hair was unwashed, clothes wrinkled, face pale with exhaustion. Christopher, please, she begged through the door. I'm so sorry. Zachary won't return my calls. My mom kicked me out when the fraud charges went public. I have nowhere to go. I didn't open the door. I'll drop the charges. We can work this out. The baby needs a father figure. I spoke through the door, calm, cold. The baby needs his actual father. Call Zachary. He blocked me. Says the kid isn't his problem anymore. I paused. That sounds familiar? She started crying. The baby cried too. Please, for the baby's sake. I know I hurt you, but his name is Zachary, right? I said. And his father made his choice, just like you made yours. I heard her sink to the floor, sobbing. The next morning, she was gone. A friend later told me she moved back in with her parents in another state. Last I heard, she's working at a grocery store and facing a criminal trial that could send her to prison. I don't know what happened to Zachary, and honestly, I don't care.